Alright, hey y'all, it's Pizza Hulk, and I'm here in Conan Exiles. I took advantage of the Black Friday sale, or Cyber Monday, whatever it was, and bought the game for a little under 15 bucks. So, honestly, I've been waiting for this to go on sale. I've been interested in checking it out. I have watched some gameplay before. I've watched the guys from Neebs Gaming play this. I always love their videos because they've introduced me into several games, including Ark and 7 Days to Die. Games I probably wouldn't have tried out if I hadn't have seen their videos. I love their approach, and they're pretty funny. So, but the gang, there's a group of them, and they all sort of have little specialties, whether it's combat or building or gathering resources. They're just providing comic relief. You know, I guess I'm plugging them sort of, but they don't know me. It's fine. I love to make sure people know. I mean, I'm pretty sure you know, but people may not know. Yeah, they don't know me. So, yeah, shout out for introducing me to different games. Anyway, I saw their series on this and I thought, wow, the building in this looked really phenomenal. And they did some really cool stuff, and so it got me watching some other videos and watching building videos, really. I like the building games. That's survival games. And, well, any game, really. And so it's been on my list, you know, to do, but like I said, I just was kind of waiting. As usual, I go to a game that's late in its development, so that'll give me all kinds of advantages. And I'm doing what I like to do, in particular with modern games. Basically, everything's it's like I did in Ark when I first started playing. Everything's basically just set up for me to learn. So the experience is boosted. You know, gathering's boosted. The day takes forever. The nights are actually not. I didn't do anything to them, so they're just whatever the nights are in Conan. But the day definitely lasts longer to give me, you know, time to learn the map and basically learn this game. And I wanted to start out here, up here on my balcony here on my little house, but because I thought it was a good view of just how much I need to learn. And what you're seeing there, by the way, is in no way all of the workbenches that you can acquire, and there's only 2 of the benches down there that are second tier, and I believe they go up to a 3rd and maybe even a couple of 4th tier. So yeah, so not all the workbenches that I can get, even I think right now, not all the workbenches that are available in the game, period, and not, but just a couple of the next level of some of these workbenches. I don't think some of them change. Maybe they do. Maybe I just haven't unlocked it yet. And I'm not knocking that. Hey, I love it. I love all this stuff. I could play the game just this way, building and crafting and fooling around with crap and making furnishings to fill up this poor, sad, empty house. But from what I witnessed in videos, and I watched a few hints and tips videos, I watched a few, you know, mostly gameplay videos, but I realized, yeah, you know, for me in particular, this was going to take some time. to familiarize myself to even think about A, playing the game in particular, B, ever thinking about playing with other people, because not that there aren't nice people out there who actually help other noobs, but there's also a lot of people that aren't. I'm not really interested in PvP. I don't really do that. I did some in Elder Scrolls Online, and I liked, I like fighting games like Dragon Ball Z, Mortal Kombat. But when it comes to like games like this, I want to enjoy the story and the fantasy. I'd like to have the opportunity to build some cool stuff. And be in a situation where, if you want a PvP, they have like, I see that you can build an arena. That seems like a smart thing to do. You got some aggro stuff you want to do, we'll just go duke it out in the arena. Or if that's just what you want to do for, hey man, y'all bored? Yeah. Y'all want to go fight and see who's the best? Sure, why not? Go to the arena. That feels very lore-like, Oh, I guess our sun's going down. You can see how this place really is. But the anyway, I just wanted to see what the mechanics were, how things work. I played. This is like the 4th iteration of me playing this. Although I believe, what level am I? No, I got up into the 40s on another one. But anyway, so what have I done? Well, I came in and I first kind of arced it and was like, well, I already know I should probably have a little more gathering and a little more experience. Let me see what that's about. And I way overdid it. And was like, no, it's too fast, because I wasn't getting time to figure out, okay, what do I need to gather, what does this, what does that, and then I went in and played just regular civilized mode, I think it is. Played that for a while. I found a way better place to build a base. Way further up the map, though. We were, because I actually started here before, the very first time I started here. The second time my base was up near this green area, near this structure somewhere like in here. I had access to a lot of stuff, a lot of iron, I think, and oh, what did I get? Iron and sulfur thing. It was just as far as like certain things, I was definitely doing better than I can do right here. Although, so I was just killing myself, being like, why do you keep building it? There's no iron. There's nothing around here. I mean, there's plenty of trees and stone. And people, actually, there's a lot of people. Kind of why I wanted to build here anyway. One, I decided, I was like, look, this is super easy. I guess they call this the noob. But I just wanted to sit in one place in advance and figure out the crafting and the thrall system. A little bit into the fighting, and part of the reason I'm also making this video today is every now and then it does this thing where it gets just weird, crazy laggy. And it reminds me of when you first load into Minecraft these days and you have to like kind of look around for everything to load in. And it feels like if I do just a few things, see, it's sticking there. Here's my Stygian bed and my Stygian pillows with matching carpet. The decorating is out of control. No, I haven't done anything up here, just don't look up my skirt, yo. I did lay this out to actually be a house. Unlike that giant, just empty room. Anyway, I was thinking the stove, apparently I don't think you can put a thrall on, so I could put a stove in here and maybe make this little kitchen. I was thinking. basic living area. I like the idea of a storeroom because they used to have storerooms in places like this. So a storeroom under the stairs. The torch sucks though. It's just there's stone stairs, but there's all that wood. I'd just be setting it on fire. Yeah. It's too high. I need to put like a little pot in here, like this thing. The Stygian brazier. I love all the weird little things you can find. But anyway, so yeah, and then we have, I don't know what this room is yet. I got my tiles mixed up. Anyway. Problems for another day. So we'll pop out. And I know it's getting dark. But I should have one of these. And they're pretty bright. And I got a few lights around. My set brazier. I can make those because I'm dope like that. Let's talk about options. There's a lot going on in this game, and I am loving it so far. I feel like there's a large, long learning curve that this game has. Because, lore-wise, I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I'm not far... Where's the map? If you're familiar with the game, I'm not far from the starting point. I basically just came down here and built a place to live. The first time. Like I said, the second time was up in here. That was way more successful as far as resources, finding stuff, and having this area to kind of creep into, but it's definitely more dangerous. I found out, a bunch of stuff along the way, too, that I haven't found yet. I just went back to a few of the places I remember. The third time, I looked up a spot that is recommended to build over here, and it is dope, by the way. But I went fully cheat mode and increased stats and everything, and it was just like, again, I sort of kind of ganked myself on that because it's like in here, I think. Maybe not go quite all the way up into here. Maybe it's in here. Anyway, so again, I had all this stuff, but I didn't know, like, and breath or what is this, star metal, and it was just a bunch of stuff I was way too under level to deal with. So it works better if like I said, the experience is up, gathering's up, but it's a little more of a reasonable single player, I guess, kind of way of doing it. If you don't have your tribe out gathering. But beautiful night. It's a pretty game. So to point out a couple things, particularly why I named it this way. I am somewhat familiar with the Conan universe, but not like I haven't read the books or anything. I'm just a kid from the 80s, so Arnold Schwarzenegger was the dude, and we saw every single movie that he was in. So we saw the Conan movies when I was a kid. Honestly, that's my knowledge of it. So whatever they did in that adaptation, however true it was to... Oh, and I saw the Sonya movie, which I thought was actually pretty good. I was kind of, I was like the right age for stuff like that. I was like 12, you know what I mean? So have nega ladies and who were warriors and these bloody fights and everything. It was right up my alley. So that probably influences my thoughts on that film. But actually, I think it was a pretty good film. So, but yeah, I can't really claim like some kind of really nerd knowledge on this one in particular. But the other reason I named the video like I did, the other familiar aspect, is this is just so crazy like Ark, I don't know what to do. I basically built an Ark enclosure of an area so I could have the land. You know what I mean? And then like I started closing things off to keep stuff out. Although it doesn't appear, I don't know if things can fall off cliffs. And it's pretty difficult to knock something off a cliff. The only thing I really could do, and that's only so far, I keep trying to knock people off cliffs. Believe me, I want to. But it's like they don't, it's like if they die, they'll roll down the cliff. But, I mean, you cannot push them and they just kind of get stuck. So I don't know if you can actually push people off cliffs in this one. So I don't know if they can just kind of like... There's some other stone structures up there that are raised that are kind of would keep people from getting in anyway. I think this place is where anybody could just like walk in this one spot. But yeah, you got my walls up to keep the dinos out, basically. I like this area. The reason I decided to go ahead and do another one here instead of in one of those places, I've looked at a couple videos, you know, obviously at this point, to be like, where are the 5 best places for a solo player to build, and where's the most resources, and obviously iron's important, so, yeah, where do I find this stuff? But again, I feel like I need to put the work in too. So even though I'm not necessarily getting a realistic, it's not as hard as it was. And the gathering isn't too bad in this game, I don't think. At the base level, the 1 times or whatever it is. But it certainly has helped. So like I said, do I know exactly? Are the recipes all correct? No. the building materials match what they would match in the base game? No. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm trying to figure out what this thing does and why. I want to know what is the difference between an improved furnace and a regular furnace. I want to know, should I make armor or should I focus on finding armor? I mean, usually in this game, these type of games, it's more along like finding legendary. Like the best sword I have is something I got off a big giant spider. So I've beaten 2 bosses. I will say, okay, so back to the theme of familiar. I beat them in both ways that I used to capture dinosaurs occasionally in Ark. They got stuck in things. Who did I kill? I killed some wizard guy, and actually I got magic. Huh. I'm not really sure what to do with all this stuff. Like pretty much everything else. I think I even have spells. I haven't done anything with it. I haven't even used the staff yet. I don't really know what to do. So I'm trying to figure out how to make clothes and shit. And whether this thing was worth it. I'm not sure it was. Although, give it up, by the way, for the I do want this because I want the war paint. I guess right. I think I made one of them. I made it so I can make these brushes maybe. Anyway, I don't know. I want the war paint. Never mind. But and you know, once I figure out more of this stuff, we'll go for it. And I'll dye some stuff. I assume armor, some whatnot, clothing for your thralls. I don't know. I don't remember if it was too expensive or not, but I remember thinking, I don't know if I'm going to really need this. But again, here's something that I built as soon as it became available because I'm just curious. And, you know, this is probably more of a later, oh, there we go. This is probably more of a later game thing. Let's say, do I have this stuff? Yes, I do. Right there. I got a bunch of crap on me. I should have known. But so again, I'll go over what we have here and now, and some of the things I figured out. We see we've got a few thralls now. It took me a minute to make that work and understand that it worked, and even though I had 4 thralls waiting in this thing, there's nobody waiting now. I'm just making sure I'm not wasting gruel. Is it wasting gruel? I think it's wasting gruel. No one's in here. Like, who are you feeding? They have food bowl. Right? I can't tell if these people... I don't think people at workstations need food. No, okay, it's spoiled. Alright, so this is my test guy. I put some porridge in the bench. And it's been in there long enough for this to spoil. So, I don't know. It doesn't appear like I can put stuff in his inventory. But the dancer and the warrior, my doorman. Look at her, she looks dope. We're twins. Twinsies. Turn, how to get the camera? There we go. Twinsies. But, yeah, I don't think I need that. What are you looking at? Stand contest. Wow, she's pretty good. Oh, she blinked. But, she went to my... I mean, I know she's not that good, but these spear guys, man, they're no joke. They're not the hard way. But, so what I've learned, so this thing, let's talk about it. And we got our, it's a level 1 cook. We're doing what we can do. Mostly I use this to make porridge and spoiled meat so far. I don't know if salt does anything in here yet, but I threw some in there. But yeah, you know, I cook food and go for it. I've got the thirst and the hunger down to pretty nominal level, really, honestly. But I did, like I said, I played it where, you know, it was survival. This is more like, yeah, I need to eat sometimes. But I thought, here's what I wanted to point out. So I saw in the menus that this thing, the stove, provided you with more recipes, and it does. It absolutely does. But what I thought it would do, and it doesn't, is make the same stuff that this does. For instance, it's probably better to do the... With this one? No. This one. It's got the dude at it. The armorer's bench. It's improved, right? And so when you go in there, and I want to tell you, this confused me for a minute, because I thought because I did the other one in the first, and it had just the different recipes, not the stuff you could do in the fire pit. I was like, oh man, is this all it does? Cool, but no. But you just scroll down and you get all the other stuff. So that's what I thought this stove was going to do. And that's what I mean by learning lessons. This is you're gonna need one of these for your basic stuff, and you're gonna need one of these. Oh, that's something else. One of these to make a completely different set of recipes. which I'm starting to get some ingredients for. But again, you know, I want to know what all the foods do. You know, I got some purified water laying around somewhere. So I could make this right now, and then I'd see what kind of benefits I get from soup. That's what I'm saying. I can make some spiced steaks, see what that does. You know, what kind of buff it gives me. I don't really know if it's worth making or not. I would assume if you're eating these, then probably spiced steak is better. There's a temperature on it, so maybe it keeps you warm. I would have thought maybe the soup would do that, but it doesn't have a temperature mark. The savory feast also has a warmth bonus, it would appear. Most of these seem to have a warmth bonus. Now, I'm assuming it's sort of both ways, so maybe it keeps you warm or it cools you down. Or maybe you gotta drink the water for that. Don't know. Maybe it's certain dishes. But that's what I mean. Who knows? I also know that you get food from these things eventually, I think. I have a tier 2. These things take a minute. Even with advanced, you know, turned up XP. And so I'm expecting, because I believe there's another one. I don't know if it'll show up or not in the knowledge category yet. Not here, not here, not here. So anyway, yeah, there's a... We have the blacksmith. And then when we move up to the, looks like master. It just looks like it goes from that to Grandmaster, but maybe there's one in between that I haven't opened yet. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure everything is available for me to see. Although, why would they show me Grandmaster and not show me the other one? Okay, that's what this is. Okay, so yeah, Master Blacksmith turns into Grandmaster Blacksmith. Or I guess you have the choice here of getting the smelter and going fuel efficient. But I wonder, it probably costs more materials to make, maybe? Curious. Which one's better to pick? That's what I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is the way to go. That way I'm not using up all the oil. Although I just found out if you put seeds in a press you get oil. Seems like that's pretty handy. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. I wonder if that's changed up. I don't remember. Well, I just found it out, so when I did the regular playthrough I didn't put any seeds in the grinder. Oh no. What did I put? Seeds in the press gave me oil. That makes more sense. Seeds in the grinder gave me savory stuff. So I think what I'm going to do... Oh, I got bone meal from the grinder. I'm going to keep sticking weird stuff in there. I'm going to keep pressing things to see what I can get. I found out you can get ichor from spiders. Ooh, that's what I want next right there, that preservation box. I have some ice in a chest. But I'm curious to see how well it works. I don't know how to make beer yet. It's lagging hard. Crafted at a fermentation barrel. Fermentation barrel crafted with a construction hammer. Oh, dope. A bunch of barrels. Okay. But this, we're just getting started, y'all. Hold on. Then we have the weapons. Oh. Oh. Quick. Woo! Sandstorm. It also doesn't affect these people, apparently, at all. They just keep dancing, man. Look at this guy. Dude, there's a sandstorm. You hardly have any clothes on. Just killing it. I put this drum here because I thought I could play it. But that's all it does. It just goes boom. I think that's just the menu closing. You guys, and then believe me, I left them out in their first sandstorm, and I was like, man, I gotta see if their health goes down. But these guys are just dope. Like, I don't think, like I said, this guy needs to eat because he's just out here chilling, right? Same thing with the guard. This lady has access to food, or I'm sorry, this sir. Sorry, sir. However you identify. And then this one also has access to food, technically. Like I said, I put food in the workbench, and I can't actually get into this guy's inventory, which kind of frustrates me. I can't. It just goes to the workbench. I guess I could take him out. Well, see, he's not somebody you can place just out on the ground. I want to change his clothes. Actually, this guy looks pretty good. Although I found out in this thing there are some new options for some smith clothing. Look like. Get over there. I don't know what that is. It's like maybe lighter help you on her. How much is the chest piece? Does it have a chest piece? 140. No, it's the same as heavy. Shell shield. I really thought there was some like leather gloves or something. Some blacksmith gloves or something. Maybe they're in another bench. Yo, I'm telling you. Is it some of this crap? Oh, this is all the dancer stuff. Right? Ah, there we go. Leather work gloves and a leather apron. A leather apron for smithing. I don't know if this helps my smithing. It seems to have a dual temperature buff over warmth. And so I guess there's a cold buff it'll show me. And cold, so that's good, I guess. Oh, all this clothing does. Keeps you warm and cold, I suppose. That's what that means? I don't know. But I did figure out how to make medium armor, and I did figure out that I don't think the improved armor bench makes better gear. I think this guy makes better gear. And I think an improved armor bench, I think the improved stuff will occasionally offer you some different recipes. but for the most part, it's just speeding up the crafting process. So look at that and decide how you feel when. That's what I mean. When you want to get this, do you want to spend the materials and the time and the effort on building that right now, or would you be okay with the old one and just waiting on the Dirketto stuff and a couple of those other gear? Because they all, I mean, you have heavy gear in the basic bench and medium and light. So, but my point is, this guy gave me, I assume a little better on the armor rating. I had beat up gear that I just gave this girl. Sorry, ma'am, lady, and then put the new stuff on because the new stuff had a higher carry weight buff. It went up from 15 to 18, so that was pretty dope. Oh, I heard something I want to try. If I, it might open. There we go. I will say this: this game is not crashed. Oh, did I get rid of it? It's somewhere around. I must have stuck it in a chest. Oof. Could be anywhere. Please, this is a sad acknowledgement of my storage situation. Got some bees. I think I can spend some Ingrams, or whatever they call them in this one, to get a beehive. I thought this would spoil faster in a box, but it might spoil faster in the cooking station. You can see how the grind goes. Oops. It goes. There it is. I have a shaleback head. I think I have some kind of deer head somewhere too. I heard if you squeeze them in the press, you get stuff. This is dope too. Dried wood is pretty cool. You can use it to make stuff too, but I was throwing it until I figured out how to make oil from fishies. And now seeds, by the way. Just throw. Oh, I do have a head on me. Alright, so we got a kudu head. Let's do that first. I got some bone. Oh, did I get blood? Nice. That's my first just regular blood. I have demon blood. Alright, let's see what we got this time. Maybe we get the same thing. Yep, bone and blood. Not a ton, but I'm curious to see what I need to do with this. Not really sure where to put it. Put it in the alchemy bench around. Maybe you make dye with it. Anyway, I threw a bunch of demon blood in here, so maybe I'll throw that in there too. Ooh. There's a bunch of stuff I don't know what to do with. I love looking at these potions. I'm like, oh, that looks like fun. Which one? I think it's this one. Increase follower damage. I'm doing a build. I'm trying to build because I want to be single players for now in this game. So once I figure this stuff out and I go back to playing it for real, I want to have a strong follower build. So I'm working on that. I'll go over that shortly. Anyway, I just try to remember if I see something. I'm like, I went through the bench. I remember this thing when I got these glands or whatever. The same thing with this. And my life changed when I got that sword, by the way. That's a whole, that spider death. Oh, the spider. He got stuck in a rock. Yep. Killed the little spiderlings. And most of them just hung back because he was just in the central area, so they never really came in to bother me. The ones that are just like hanging on the edges or whatever. And I beat on him for forever. And then he died. I went through 2 sets of poignards, and then I think I had to use a sword too, like a backup sword. I know I went through 2 sets of poignards, and then I got the sword and realized how ridiculous this thing is. And I shouldn't have it right now, probably. I should have died in the spider fight, is what I'm saying. But I got it anyway. And this thing just one hits like most stuff in the game that I have to deal with it so far, up to level 39. So yeah, we got a whole bunch of stuff. We got some wizards and murdered a whole bunch of people. We got some experience, and then actually felt comfortable. I wanted both these wheels before I went out hunting because I wanted to get several at a time. So I wanted this one and the small one. And I went out and caught 4 people, put them to work. Most of them come from a little camp. I'm going to cheat for a minute here. I have no idea how this is going to... act after I do this. I really didn't want to fly around too much because, or move around too much because of the lag. But I want to show off a few things. Right near me, we've got this constant battle between the alligator and this little group here. It ranges in size. Usually there's 2 to 3. Sometimes there's a 4th person. They're usually just fighters. Hello. Oh, they didn't make it, did they? Oh, sorry. He was an exile. I'll take your picture. Wrong button. Leave. A dancer, level 1. They're never like that fantastic, generally. There's usually one weirdo that shows up sometimes, like like a dancer, or like just be a random something else, you know. Be archers, or they'll all be archers, or whatever. But I was gonna make a quick point. I was losing my mind out here because there's not a ton of iron. There really isn't, but there is, and there's a bunch of. I don't know if it's spawned back in yet. Maybe some of it has. There's some. There's iron right over here. There's some more. Oh, it's lagged. Let's see. Like I said, we're up here now. But not only is there iron right across from where I was at, if you go up here a little further, right to where you're about to run into the spiders, once you get to this big old kudu, you're heading into hyenas, or like my daughter used to say when she was a child, hyenases. And like I said, spiders start showing up, but there is coal. Yeah, maybe you can get a baby hyena, I think. I don't know. Once you get up into the spiders, you can find gossamer. Sometimes these little guys have them up in... Yeah, here's some. So you don't have to go fight the big one. There's a bunch in here, though. But you could kind of get sneaky. So you can get coal and silk and iron. And I was like, man, Pizza, if you just had more patience and just had gone across the way a little further, you wouldn't have been like, hey, I picked the worst place to start. Look at all this iron. Oh, and this is the big mamma jamma right here. And this will be great because it just got stuck in this rock right by the chest right in here. Couldn't do a thing. Its head was just like all up in this rock. And I just I stood behind it. I don't have them on with the pointers and just went nuts. Nope, no, cool. Oh, he won't do anything. That's right. Got the key and took his stuff. But as you can see, like, there were some spiders. A couple little spiders came in. I don't know if it calls them in or something. Uh, or it just, we got rowdy enough that they came over. I had probably like maybe 2 spiders. Like, see how close this guy is? And his patrol, he comes in. So, I mean, it was like I said, 2 or 3 of the little guys. But that was it. That was my main fight. That's how I got the worst injuries, was fighting the little ones that came in. I was much lower level than too. So, anyway. So I beat this guy up, and then took his sword, and then, like I said, it came back, and it was nothing, dude. However, I really have no illusions to think I would have beaten that guy. The other guy beat the sorcerer. I want to say, is this guy? No. This guy. Galliman? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. But there was this cave. Maybe I thought. Anyway, so I get back there. There was nothing in it. Like, there were. I forget what came in there afterwards. Maybe alligators or something. Anyway, I go in there, and even when I got to the back chamber, there was nothing in there. I was like, this is dumb. What is this? Just like a art cave, like a it looks super dope, but there's really actually nothing here. That's what I was thinking. And then this big dude renders in, and we start going at it. I don't remember if I don't think anything else, because we were like across a little lake. I don't think anything can swim in this game. Nothing's chasing me through the... Well, alligators, I guess, can swim. I keep wondering if there's any cool stuff underwater. So far it says rocks, and I don't really know what this pink stuff does. Let me get the map out. Okay, so I'm going to head back down. I just wanted to point out that I was wrong. This is a great place. If you want to, I realized as well. You climb up these rocks and deal with these guys. Not cool guys. But they do have, you can get feathers from their nest, so. That way, pizza. I thought it was closer to the lady statues. Oh, I'm way down. Ugh. Flying, it's throwing me off. Hey. What's up, buddy? We get to be friends for right now. I think it is kind of fun, though. See what they do. And there's all kinds of stuff. Let's say level 3. Oh, I know. Yep. This is new. Oh, achievement. I don't think I get any experience for finding this place. Ah. I like this guy's sword, though. Hey, ooh. Better dancer than I got. Better cook than I got. Look at these cool guys. Anyway, right up the road from me. I didn't even know. There's the ladies. There's home. Yeah. Just the wall to keep the dinos out. I think it affects the spawn of things. This nest keeps producing eggs. This nest no longer produces eggs. And the shellbacks, I haven't seen a shellback in here in a long time. So I assume there's sort of a radius around the build where things maybe doesn't come back. Oh, there we go. Didn't crash though. So the world, I'd say, like the physical world itself, and texting. What's my train of thought? Do-do. Put your good helmet on. Now we look way cooler. Alright, so back to the basics, pizza. So an improved bench is just faster. Sometimes it does have other recipes though, so you want to check that out. But I couldn't tell any difference between the improved carpenter bench. Although maybe there are some of those in here. Well, I'm in cheat mode. It's not going to show you the right things. Let's get that. Sure. I assume, I don't know if the Hycerian bow is something you can only get in this table, but I think it's just stuff I've opened, which obviously in the archery tree is pitiful. Sorry, guys. I want those blunted arrows. I want to see how that works. There's some other blunted stuff. I got this iron thing right now, but I'm afraid that's going to be pretty bashy. Which I guess hopefully knocks them out faster. I'm afraid it's going to give more damage. Maybe just last longer. I don't know. Gonna find out. I haven't hit anybody with it yet. So I know there's tons of options that I've seen in the menus, and we'll get back to them in a second. Same thing with the furnace. What I think is interesting about these is if you look inside of them, and it eventually loads in. To the right, it'll give you the recipe. Wood plus steel or iron ore makes iron brick. It breaks it down the top part for you on the where it says in the middle above it says furnace, right? It shows you your fuel will be to the left. You press play. These two things need to be in here, your wood and your ore. Boom, it pops down level 4, your 4th step. So put two things in, hit play, there they go, they drop in. So what I think is interesting though is that they don't tell you that you can make brick in this thing. Obviously you can make steel in this thing. If you can make iron in it, you can make steel in it. Or maybe that's... It was obvious to me. So with that factored in, I was like freaking out because I couldn't figure out how to make the bricks. It should have occurred to me, but obviously they don't say, hey, take just some rocks, put them in a furnace. You don't even have to put them in the good furnace because really you can be doing a whole bunch of other stuff while this is taking its time anyway. I don't even have like dried wood in this thing yet. I just keep burning extra wood in here. It's probably a waste, but every now and then I just get some wood in my pocket and I'll throw it in there. But I'm sure there's a bunch of other stuff. Like, oh, my first sandstorm shelter. Oh, you like it? I just build a wall whenever it, or I did when it did. So keep that in mind. You know, this does the very same thing as this thing way over here. I gotta fix this. I gotta move these guys around. And again, if you pop in, it's exactly the same. Right? There's your wood. Up top, your iron ore. Press play. Out pops the iron. You can see there's bricks in here. I've been making some bricks over here too. And a bunch of iron bars. The steel I've made is in workbenches. That's another thing I'm trying to figure out. Let's run over to a workbench. You can see some of these workbenches already have stuff in them. Some of it's stuff I've made to use to do other things, and other things are in there because you can use them to. The ingredients. One of the things I learned from Ark in particular was try not to clutter up your storage necessarily with everything. You don't have to have. If you want to have a smart storage system where you have, let's say, a bunch of rock just in a dedicated rock box, right? That's cool, but the smart thing to do is have rock in any bench that needs rock as well. So it really frees up your storage, basically. I'm not sure, like, you know, I just threw these in there because I don't know what these things do. That's probably way more resin than I need, but, you know. Or feathers, too. I don't know. What do you need resin for? I forget this stuff. I just made a few doors and things with insulated wood. So, again, you know, I assume it helps with the temperature. You would hope. Throttle pot, you put this in so the people that, like I said, aren't in a workbench eat. As far as I can tell, like I said, they just, they don't need food. They just work. That's all they need for sustenance is more work. The carpenter's bench, like if you saw so far, it just makes bows and arrows and special wood. You're never going to guess what you can make in your armorer's bench. We already peeked in here a bit. There's plenty of stuff you can make in your inventory. Here's your crafting window over here. Making some rhinos, apparently. Pretty dope. This grows as your ability to make different, open up different things in your knowledge tree. And then the blacksmith's bench, which I do want an improved one of these. I want to see if it does give me some more recipes. I don't remember. I'll check in a minute. But it gives you your basic tools and any of like for instance, if I get the steel poignards, I would assume I can make them here. Just like the iron tools that I've unlocked. Let me get this little thing, which is related to this one. Again, I had hoped that this would make a new batch of stuff. But you'll see here, or a new batch of stuff with this included. It does not. This makes the stone consolidant. I haven't really seen much. Steel fire is what you need to combine with iron bars and a furnace to make steel. I've seen this in a recipe, I just don't know what it's for. But remember, and this stuff comes up all the time in the alchemy bench, so yeah. And spiders, by the way, don't skin them or harvest them with your hatchet. Hit them with a pick. Let's see. But then you jump over here. Oh no, it is. I'm learning, y'all. So again, same thing, faster. Same thing for faster. Is there? Well, I guess you could have two thralls working, but why would you have them working it? I'd probably just get rid of this one, right? And make two of these if I wanted more than one. lots of tar. Made lots of leather. Speaking of which, I did use up most of my hide. Well, that's a good thing to throw in there. Cool. This is the tannery. Buy this before you buy a tanning table. I thought this was how you made leather. It's how you make hide. I don't know. I don't know what this stuff does yet. Oh no, this stuff. There's no. I don't think there's anything in here for feline pelt, is there? Maybe that's what that is. Oh yeah, feline pelt. Looks like it gives you regular hide. Bear pelt looks like fur and elephants. Maybe. I don't know what that is. I mean, it's just the way their skin looks. Maybe I think there's fur in the game. Anyway, turn this stuff and the other stuff. So I can just go down here and turn 10 of those reptile hides and 2 hides that I can use to make other hides and leather. Okay. I really want to get to playing with this thing. I've upgraded it. I don't know if I need an improved Tinker's Bench. I don't know how this stuff works, but I'm trying to unlock some of this stuff. So I think what this does is some of these are patches. But so this I think makes, like, maybe I could put this on heavy armor and make it lighter to wear. Is what I could read into it. This also reduces the weight of your sword. This makes you more flexible, so maybe this is better for the agility weapons. Repair kit. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not sure what these go on, but you can blunt your weapons. Some weapons I think come blunted. I don't know. And here you go. You're making your weapons and armor last longer. I think you can make stuff stronger too. Yeah, here are the platings. So you have a thin armor plating. Reinforces plates that can attach to increase the strength of your armor. So you can put these on. I think there's heavy armor plating. I just don't know if I have it yet. But I think I saw it when I was doing something here and I had the cheat menu on. Anyway, a bunch of stuff I need to throw in here. Iron bars, oil, plant fiber. Look like some twine, leather. So I'm just trying to figure out what of these things do I need to toss in here. I already have them in this bench. Man, free up my storage and get to know what goes in these benches. It's just like where you're trying to figure out what goes in the, you know, the basic weapons bench and what goes in the... God, I quit playing that game. Whatever the hell the thing was called. Fabricator. What materials that I can store are basically in these things. I can just go ahead and throw salt and spice in here. There's plenty of room for making stuff. So if I get 500 salt, I don't know that... I'm assuming salt has lots of uses. It won't matter if it sits in here, and that way I don't need a chest with salt, right? So again, that's how I like to do things. I don't want to come in here and like just games. Ark is a good example. It's not the only example, but you know, where I go in and everything's just a wreck, kind of like what you see here. Like, this isn't how you should have things arranged. This isn't how I would have things arranged, right? But this is just me experimenting and figuring out how stuff works. I wasn't sure if there was a radius on this thing, so I wanted to test it out, and so I tested it out with the dancer first. And he's eating just fine. So I figured it would encompass most of the camp, just sitting there. But I think I have the ability to make the advanced one of these. It's about time to find out. Like I said, is it just faster? I would think so, but it might have a recipe. So we'll get back to that stuff in a minute. Yeah, I think I made that point. So again, we'll go back to the one last thing. Just start putting stuff in some of these things. Like you can put meat in here. That's what I thought this was for. But you can also put wood in here. I've seen a recipe that calls for dried berries. So put some berries in there. See what happens. Definitely, I'm going to be grinding just anything that I can grind. There's a material bench to bring back materials. No. Stick to one thing. So here we have, like I said, we have our different construction materials. Actually, before I get into this, I need something to drink. And, well, because I've finished my water, I need to run to the restroom too. I'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm gonna get my little cave just in case. Pizza, what are you doing? I'm hiding. It's like even right back here. I think that's enough shelter to be okay. So, let me try to get you a view. Can I turn around? No, not so pretty. No, I'll just dip in my boobage. That's better. All right. Back in a few. Well, talking works better when you have it plugged in. Surprise. I'm gonna sip of this caffeinated beverage. Ah, refreshing. And let's move on. So go back to the menus, pizza. I hit the button. Just waiting. There we go. That's why, again, I was like, man, I've been thinking about doing a video anyway because I want to do a series on this game. That's what I'm working up towards. But momento, por favor. But obviously, I think anything with this green hashtag or little mark, that's not a hashtag, whatever this little flag looking thing in the right corner is, that's DLC, pretty sure. I think there's room for more, so I don't know if you can unlock stuff. I would assume from maybe some of these tiers. Maybe there's different tiers of the Arena Foundation or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe they're just keeping room for more to keep people on their toes. I don't know. But we walked down here to decorations. Now, it's interesting because even though you're going to unlock these here, you don't really do anything with these here as far as unlocking more stuff. This literally is just like the stuff maker. So if you unlock these for one point pretty early, you can have, I would recommend, you're going to be able to make bracketed torches, standing torches, I guess protected torches are helpful on PvP or during the Horde night or purge, and then get your trophies there. And this is where I'm looking forward to really getting into is making a bunch of cool furniture and decorations. I was looking at one of the here's the thing, I looked at a few of these packs, DLCs, and there's a couple of them that look because the armor looks dope, building materials look dope, and you get some cool decorator stuff. Reminds me of Elder Scrolls Online. But the certain packs, or let's just say, like, definitely would be cool for the building materials, but there's not much else in it. Or, dang, look at all these customized little furniture pieces and things that I can put down to really decorate my house, make it feel like a home, or whatever you want, a torture's den, or whatever it is. But maybe they don't come with like the best walls and armor. And so the Decado pack I kind of want to get just because somebody asked me if I like sloppy joes. What? So then, but I asked for turkey though. Turkey is underrated, y'all. It's like tofu. If you're like tofu, have you had good tofu? People think, well, it's gonna be good. I get it. Turkey can get really dry, but it just, it's so good at taking the flavor. Alright, so what do we got going on? Oh yeah, so down here we got weapons, and these are like your basics. So we've unlocked our basic bows. There are some specialized bows involved with it, but this eventually, I don't know if the turning bow thing came, but I can make it. Your basic mace, pick, and two-handed sword, your bow and your arrows. Some basic shields. I made the bone shield. Use that. It looks cool. The poignards or the daggers, the skirmisher line, or what I think of as like a skirmisher, assassin, whatever. Then we've got your sword and clubs, and then we get into these little bags that opens up all the tools for the Tinkerer line. I haven't opened this up because I haven't done anything with horses. I don't know really how that works. And that should take care of that. And so, but then you also have like explosives, which what am I missing? Oh, so this is a good example. So apparently, I need to be able to make. I wondered if there was why this wasn't happening. All right, I need to be able to make a. I believe that's from the decorative tree, whatever that jar is. This isn't the first time that that's happened, so you got to kind of watch it. Uh, then we get into this star metal. I believe it actually crashes onto the ground from the sky, like meteors come in and or asteroids. Asteroids hit the ground, right? So anyway, so you go in and you pick these things up, and then we got to level up for some of this stuff. Level 60 for this. All the specialist weapons. I'm not sure how the epic weapons work. Did I miss that? Might be somewhere else. Anyway, here we go. Exile epics. So then we start getting to the epic, looks like armors. Oh, 350 on that heavy pauldron. That's some seriously heavy armor right there. It's dope. Sabaton. There's fur. Perfected light padding. Perfected. See, I can't wait to get into this stuff. This is high-end heavy armor too, I suppose. I guess it has a look to it. And then, yeah, I haven't really done that much stuff. Religion, I'm working on it, you know. I need to find more teachers. I started out with set, which I just found out through a video because I was like, wonder what this religion does. A lot of people are pretty happy with this one. So I feel good about this one. Plus, you just need hearts to make this antidote. You make a ton of it, though, but... A, who doesn't want a perfectly good antidote? And B, I mean, you know, one heart. And I get one of those coins or whatever they're called. Can't remember the name of them right now. That's not it. They're not called coins. But we got the Yog thing. I heard that was a good religion. I'm trying to remember. I heard this one kind of sucked, actually. But that's going to be a personal opinion. Don't. I don't know yet. Maybe it's my favorite. Don't get mad. But anyway, so yeah, I just managed to find this guy the first playthrough. He's real close. When I was looking for some iron, and I just went back to him every time. So I pretty much start out with 2 religions now, because I know where stuff is. Then we jump over here. There's a bunch of stuff I haven't built because I'm trying to. I realized that at a certain point, I'm not going to have the. I keep wanting to call them Ingrams, the knowledge points to build what I need to build. You can't I think that you can actually get all. You can open up everything. There's other ways to get knowledge points, but leveling is eventually going to cap. You know, I can't choose everything. So that's why I haven't chosen the Master Mason yet. I don't have any purges or real enemies here anyway. So I'm not really, you know, I want to see all the stuff that I can build bench-wise. I want to points on the crafting. It's on the crafting. You know, is the jewelry really that important? I don't know. Does it just make you look cool so you don't have to wear a helmet? Is it like a Skyrim thing, like where maybe you put armor on your earring? So I skipped the master stuff. It looks cool though. I really like the flooring. I'm hoping there's a few changes, but and again, anything with that green stuff. This stuff looks cool too. The floors look really dope. Some of the railings and stuff I have, you can see that I cheated and used some of those. I think you buy a horse pen, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Maybe I'm confused. Green we don't own, so we don't get it. So here's where that torchbearer, remember I told you you can pick this in here? This is where it pays off, and this is where, oh, I can get a fireplace now. You can open up the various braziers that you can make. The Stygian braziers and the iron braziers and all that. This gives you all your candles. Again, as far as I can tell, this is decorative. And that's what I'm talking about. This is that pot. I'm going to go ahead and get this because I need to have this so I can craft explosives. My decorative pot. So I don't know if I need to make these to actually use for the explosives. But I do need it to open that up. So there goes a point for that. I also needed to open up papyrus to be able to do something. To make another type of bench or something. I'll keep my eyes out. I wouldn't mind. I would love to get some of these opened up. Let me tell you what. I want to play with a bunch of this stuff, but again, I'm holding off for now and all the workbenches and find out everything that has a use. So, and I guess this is probably something that you really want to have up in the cold, snowy area. Probably like arc or whatever, you know, it warms up a larger room. I want these because they just look dope. I think I can make this in the alchemy bench. Maybe. Anyway. Decorative stuff. This is where it shows up. It's taking its time, and now we're getting into like so now I can open up some new bandages, some numbing wraps. After that we have stutter wraps. I assume they're just better wraps, and then we get into our tools, as you can see. So I haven't opened up the steel skinning knife or the steel cleaver yet, but we got the pike, the hatchet, repair hammer. Oh, I wonder if that why did you... Oh, no, a repair hammer. Yeah, I was going to say. Crafting hammer. I don't understand why I would need a steel crafting hammer. You don't. I'm curious to see what the concentrated aloe extract does, how it heals. And this is what I'm talking about, some more workbenches in here. We have the dismantling bench for taking apart some of the armors and weapons that you get. I wonder what happens if you take apart a legendary. I do have another legendary sword, so... I don't know if you get anything special for that. And then we get the Master Tanner. Again, it doesn't show anything beneath it. So I guess that means, again, we're going, which I would love. I mean, it happens pretty quick anyway, but we're just speeding up the process of the tanning process. And maybe it works a little better with your when you combine it with the thrall. So maybe I know they increase the quality of things. Maybe it helps speed up time even more. Don't know. Fancy stuff for other people who play with their DLCs. Then we got the next tier of, this is actually a weapon that we don't have available yet. We have picks, but we don't have a pickaxe. I don't know if the benefit's going to be as good as having a pick and a hatchet. We're going to find out. But it would be nice to combine one tool into one. So, if this really gathers the same as the hardened steel pick and hatchet, well then, it'd be nice to only have to carry this around, huh? But what I notice is you don't get another one until you get to star metal. So they're really only available at this hardened steel and star metal level. So yeah, I mean, if I can, and this one doesn't even show a hatchet. So I guess you're just using this as your go-to hatchet at this point. Yeah, the health damage is the same. Huh. Maybe it lasts longer. And then we get a Grandmaster Alchemist, which will give us another fireball. And I don't know what these things mean either, and I'm assuming maybe that it helps more. It's more helpful in PvE. But some of these have these trade benches and precision benches. So let's see, supports alchemy projects at great scale, reduces batch failure and material costs. So I guess if you're doing, I'm assuming there's a market like ESO, like Elder Scrolls Online, and some other games. So, you know, I guess if you make potions for in-game cash or whatever, however it works in this game, I don't know. That might be helpful. Or if you just like make in big batches for your tribe, your group of friends that play with you. And then again, so we get the precision tannery, which is lower cost materials. We get the plant-based tannery, which is, I'm assuming, you know, we're going to be able to use the green fiber stuff. So we're moving along, and our traps, like I said, the next thing I really want is this fridge. I don't need to open up anything. I already got the drying rack, so that's all it needed. What is this? A beehive. Oh yeah, I'm kind of curious about this too. Just don't know if I want to spend 7 points on it yet, but I did catch some bees. My point is, I don't have. Then we have the improved stove. Again, I don't know if you can put a thrall in that. You can't put a thrall in the other one. You have an even better preservation box. Peasant. Oh, we just got the farming stuff recently. I want to try that. Thrall stuff. Well stuff. I guess I can get a big well at some point. I'm assuming this will come into play when I start planting. Don't know. Remember these little things we can't get because they're DLC. For now, anyway. And then we've got our top tier goodies in the warrior, which is looks like maces, war axes, cutlasses, your basic axe, broadsword and short sword. Long sword. We would just start repeating different variations of the same. So invest in what you want, what you think is cool, what you want to do. I'm doing a little sword and board, I think, and then I'm I like those poignards with the bleed effect. That's pretty dope. I'm not sure if that's gonna do it late game. I like the area effects stuff. I had something that sundered. I have another thing that sunders. I want to try that out. They have blunted poignards, I think. Yeah. Oh, javelin. And then they have the punching daggers. I don't know if you can knock somebody out with this. Anything that says blunted, I think you can knock people out with. Again, I don't have a horse. I don't know. Oh, it would help if I unlocked explosives. Oh, I haven't. Is this just another place I can do it? It is 8 points. Do I feel like doing 8 points right now? I don't really know what triggers these. If it's like finding the Darfuri, because this was opened up at level 20. Yeah, this was opened up before the Sandstorm Mask. This just opened up, I think, when I hit level 30. So did this. And maybe this just came along at level 20. I don't know. But we have the Grandmaster Armorer bench here. Oh yeah, we don't even have the saddle making stuff going. So there's a saddler's work table. I'm sure there's variations of it. This you just need the brush, I think. I don't know what these do. There's a bench for them, I'm sure. And then there's all the stuff for all your folks here. Looks like we can get a better knife. And it looks like there's a poignard set, maybe. Poisonous daggers. That would be cool. We'll have an agility and a... I wonder if you can get poison and bleed, or is it just switches to poison? Well, we haven't done anything for old Yagi yet. But it would seem like having 2 or 3 religions is not a bad idea. Maybe it's not, this doesn't matter so much in single player. We'll have to see. I need more magic to have stuff to put in here. I think this just is like a basic of what you've done and all the things you have available. So. My point is, there are workbenches within workbenches within workbenches. There are improved workbenches. Some of them do offer up different recipes. So this is your basic cauldron, and this is your improved cauldron. It just does the same thing. So, faster. But then there are things that are different, like the stove, which you... Wait, you can put a thrall in here. I'm so confused. That maybe it has to be a higher level or something, or maybe I just am dumb. I couldn't get this level 1 cook to go in there, though. I was like, oh, I guess you can't do thralls, so we stuck them over here. I swear it wasn't even an option. Well, neat. So I put one in my house. Can I have a thrall like hanging out in my kitchen? That would be so cool. I can't wait to do some of this stuff in this game. Alright. Yeah, I'm good. So basically, I need to upgrade my alchemist bench, take all this crap out of here and put it in there. I'm hoping that because it's an improved alchemist bench, it just means it's faster. And I don't know that it improves quality. I can't really tell. I haven't really done that experiment, I suppose. But maybe. But as far as I can tell, all they really do is just cook things faster. So good to have. Oh, and like I said, occasionally they have different recipes, or like an added recipe to it that might not be in another one. But for the most part, like I said, as far as I can tell, they do things quick. Fine by me. Keep it simple. Gives me the opportunities to say, well, okay, maybe I don't need, if there's, let's say, a master's tinkerer table. Let's offer me up some really dope recipes. It's just making it faster. Well, alright. I don't need that right away. Whereas maybe it does take a while for this thing to make these iron fittings. I imagine these take a while too, so maybe it would be, because you do need these things, you might want to take and speed up your, you know, like you said, your iron bars and your stuff. So and again, it depends on if are you trying to make 4 axes for your 3 buddies or in yourself, or are you trying to make, you know, I'm sure specialized gear, when you start really getting into open up some of that stuff, is probably going to take, time wise, a good while longer. And let's not forget, I have this stuff sped up as well, so the hours and hours that need to pass by aren't happening right now. Like I said, I got to witness some of it when I did the base playthrough. Yeah, you definitely want to reduce time as much as possible whenever you can. So getting to these improved things, probably more so like a blacksmith bench, carpenter's bench, you know, some of the other things, you know, might not need to be top list reducing the time. This thing's just pretty quick. And you can just kind of set it off and walk away, so. Yeah, I mean, like, if there's an improved Tanner's Table that doesn't really offer any other recipes or anything, you pretty much just throw that reptile hide in there and let it go. Pick up the hide later while I'm out here cooking or making steel or whatever. So again, the improved master tannery, it's on my bucket list, I'm sure, but you know, and it depends on how big your base is growing. You know, do I have a little pool of fighters? I don't know how you get named people, but out there. So you know, maybe I want a berserker or a I don't know what my style of playthrough is going to be like. Like I said, I want to lean heavily on the crew though, so. And I think that the bonus stats go to pets, so you can have like a pet and a follower, so you can have like two followers. So let's talk about the stat tree. We'll run over there. We do have some attributes. And this is actually pretty simple. I watched a video where they had an older system. It looked a little more, I'm not gonna lie, a little more interesting, but I guess more complicated. I think you get basically the same thing out of this, but I think that one might have forced you to make a few more choices. But I don't know if the point system's always been 60 or not. I don't know. Brand new to the game, y'all. Vitality. Do I really need it with the way that I have it set up? Not really. I take hardly any damage and I deal like a lot of damage. So I wasn't really here to fight. I'm here to figure out how to play the game, and then I'll fight and have fun. But I want to spend my points in a way that I think that I want to build my actual build. You know, sort of when I play, so I can kind of see how it works, mainly on my followers. And put stuff into stuff that I know I'm going to need. If a single player, I would think you'd need vitality all the way up. Kind of makes sense to me. Not that this doesn't look fun. I'm not sure if I'm going to put any points in strength. I would like to increase my carry weight. I'm not gonna fib about that one. But this also increases your carry weight, so. It only slightly increases it. But the benefits look dope. In fact, I think some of the best perks are from this tree, but whatever. That'll be another day. We'll go super tanky. But anyway, so I want to finish up this tree. I want to get this one at least up to the next level. So I just want to really get their healing up. I think that's probably where I want to focus. So they'll draw attention with the first perk, so that'll be nice. It'll help keep people off of me in a single playthrough, in a single player setting. The second one, again, I just feel like they need health, so when we're wandering around, this seems like it would be better. Then we'll get the attentive care no matter what. That's our passive, and that is going to be again, 50% increase in healing. And the last one, I'll probably look up a video. It would seem like in single player that you'd want another follower. But if I've played any of these games, if anytime your stats inflates theirs, that's almost always better. So I'm probably, if I just had to do it blindly, I would probably go with well trained. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way up in this category though, because I want some agility. Because I kind of want to use agility weapons. And since I don't really plan to put anything in strength, although I'm using strength weapons now, hopefully I'll find some, magic poignards somewhere along the way, and some cool bows. But yeah, I think I want to put at least 5 points in ability. I mean agility. Sorry, agility. I don't know if I'm going to do anything other than that. I just have to see what's left. I mean, I'm already basically at 40, so that means I've got 20 points left. I want to spend at least 5 in this one. We're going to spend... Actually, let's just go ahead and... while I'm here, we'll put those two in there so I can kind of forget about it. So does that change my level? No, I'm level 39. So level 40 will top me out with 20 points left. So let's look at this. There's 5 here. 5 here, that's 10. And that would leave me 10 more points to spend. I just thought that I wanted extra carry weight. I know that you can increase it on your armor, and that there are specific armors out there that help you with that. So when I start figuring out that kind of stuff, either by coming across it or, eventually watching that YouTube video, hey, nothing wrong with YouTube videos, right? Maybe I won't need any more than this, but this I did this right away because the carry weight sucks. And this said the maximum carry weight. So, and again, I wasn't, even though these look really cool, especially the first one. I mean, why not? I mean, 10% more damage per early game for the rest of the game. Sounds good. I would assume, if I was picking, I can already tell what I would pick from these. Heavy Blows, Combo Master, then you get the Berserker perk, which looks really good. Because if you're tanking it out, you're going to get those moments where you're getting beat up. But then, in the last one, while below 25% health, you cannot be staggered or knocked down. Your damage is increased by an additional 10%, and your armor is increased by an additional 50%. That sounds amazing, but I know stagger in most video games is OP. So again, I feel like in the last perks on some, I need to go watch videos because I want Blood Mad Berserker. That to me sounds I mean, when you're, I mean, think about it, you're almost dead. You're dead. You already did the 50%, right? So you already gained another 100 armor, and you're dealing 25% more damage. And they're still knocking you down, and they knock you down to 25%. So whatever you're fighting is kicking your ass, right? And then they can't get you down on the ground or stagger you. That seems really important. And then you get an additional 10%, so you're dealing an additional 35% damage at this point total. And I don't know if you're sundered or however that works, where your armor's at, but in theory, you're up 150 armor. So I don't know. But like I said, stagger is usually OP in almost any game. These all look fun. I don't know what I would pick. Like I said, backstab, dead shot. The next one, what's the last one? Jump while in the air to do a second jump. After dodging, your next damaging attack has 25% increased. Oh, I'd use that one. I would go with the rolling thrust. Let's see, because it's an agility build. You know, get it back in there. And then I would think with this one, again, like I said, I would assume I would want them to not only... This is saying that not only... I could have them increase what they are affected by in their attributes. Or... So maybe this just makes them better at cooking and stabbing. Just depends on who they are. Grit, the last one. Tenacity, increase your armor by 40 and stamina by 20. This is an obvious bonus. Endurance, your stamina regenerates 25 faster. So if I was going to go up in this category, I would just automatically pick that. I don't know how that stacks. The stout. Increase your armor by 1 out of 5 of your current stamina. So this is a benefit that it is going to help you at the start of a fight. So, but the more you get beat up, the less you'll have. So, defensive posture, incoming damage is reduced. I would go with endurance. And defensive posture, incoming damage is reduced by 15% while you are attacking or blocking. Ooh. Shield Master, you can block unblockable attacks at a higher stamina cost and react twice as quickly after successfully blocking. So you can block an unblockable attack. I'm assuming that's a big monster, but you're still taking damage, and then I guess you can roll away super fast. Run away? I don't know. I probably defensive posture sounds better to me right now without knowing anything. Hard worker, you're oh no, that's the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, defensive posture is it's okay, cool. You just get that. I read that wrong. So yeah, good, because I was, you know, all right. So what else do we have? Steel dude. You cannot take more than 25% of your maximum health and damage per hit. I don't really know. I would have to look that up. I mean, if something can hit you for harder than 25% of your maximum health, that's mean. Is that something, like, is that going to be a common occurrence? Like, people are commonly smacking you for 30, 35%, Jesus, 45% of your health. Maybe this is it depends. If you spec into this early, or I'm sorry, spec into this early, like again, I'm already almost, if I had not spent points on these, I'd already have this tree filled out. So I guess early game, this would keep some of these things from maybe one-hitting you. I just don't know how efficient it's going to be in the end. Shieldmaster seems cooler. Expertise. I would love to have pretty much everything in this category. But we start out, I wanted really the carry weight, but the fact that my tools are, their durability is half, dude, that just seems like something you should probably pick in most playthroughs. And then of course, the second benefit, you get 2 from this one. That's amazing. Hunger and thirst makes me crazy in any video game. So, you know, in the regular player settings, it's going to be a real problem. You want to stay hydrated and full, unless you're trying to use some stuff. Yeah. Alright, next up, efficient harvest. Final hit when harvesting grants twice as many resources. Careful harvest, you are twice as likely to gather rare resources when harvesting. Whew. The gather rate didn't, but I haven't really played. Like I said, you know, I got to like level 30 something. Is that the one that went up to 40? Anyway, 30 something, and then in the regular base game, and you know, baking all those bricks would probably feel, you know, a little rough. But anyway, I didn't find it too bad, the harvest ratio. So I would rather get rare resources, more than likely. Depends on how valuable they are, what we're talking about. Hard worker, you harvest resource nodes twice as fast. It doesn't want to be quicker. Beast of burden, when you're over encumbered, you can dodge and move at full speed. Well, this depends on what you're doing. So if you're a purge player and you want purges, I would think maybe structural integrity. If you're a PvP player, or PvE that has PvP, or you have little wars on your server, whatever you do, you would think that. Or I would probably just respec into that. And then, anyway, so Beast of Burden is probably what I would put. Single player, you don't really have to worry about your buildings going bad, so I would assume that I would think in PvP, and especially, that's probably really important. PvE, you know, whatever. But it's stable. I don't think it makes it stronger or last longer. So maybe you can build weirder stuff? Huh, I don't know. I would assume being able to build weird stuff would have its own benefits. Alright, attribute tree. It's not too difficult, but it definitely took a little bit of gameplay to figure out some of these things. Oh, I didn't do strength. So heavy blows, heavy and special attacks deal 10% more damage, obviously. If I had to choose between... Oh, maybe I did do this. Yeah, Combo Master. Yeah, we did this one. So we can move on to stats. It is what it is. This is just me goofing around, so... But I like that you can break it down. Get a quick look. Oh, I didn't know I could... Yeah. Well, armor from grit is 80. That's good. Armor from items and buffs is 187. Or damage reduction is 34%. So this is really handy. Really handy. You can even see what like buffs you got on. I guess it's just a percent. Curiouser and curiouser. Sure. You don't have a clan. Okay, so yeah, only the people that can go out and fight with me are followers. Yellow map. I don't know if this stuff's interesting or not. Pick up feathers from a vulture's nest. I could do that. Defeat crocodiles. I could do that. Butcher corpses. I could do that. Defeat an imp king. Okay. I'd have to know where they were, or the lions. 30 XP. Is that all you get? I haven't done any of it. Well, if I've done them, I haven't done them on purpose. Oh, yeah, I have done a few of these, because it's like... maybe it was these. Every now and then it'll be like, gather 10 ore, or get 10 of these things. Sure, I haven't even touched it. And then, buy your crap, y'all. Dual candelabra, an inkwell. Okay. An Acer accoutrement. The sandstone superstick. Oh, there's some cool stuff looking in there. Definitely some way cooler walls. Can I look at it? Sure can. Oh, I love these columns. And it looks like a fireplace chimney almost. What's with the little sloop? Does it say what it is? Yes, the arrival of the chimney allowed smoke to be safely channeled from the hearth through a hole in the wall. Look at the chimneys. I like these. Has that Renaissance kind of era look to it. Definitely cool. Oh, you get a wood floor. I built one of these. I don't know how much 1,300 of those are for what that equals. It might be too much for some tunings. I don't like to buy anything. An illusion scroll. So this just makes me look like this, right? It sounds like something just burned out. I don't think I was cooking anything. No, it's still got oil in it. Well, that's going to about cover what I know so far. I'll put the cheats on there for a minute. We can fly. Yo! Seems like it's calmed down with the lagging a little bit. I don't honestly know why I put a hatch up here. And then put a bowl on top of it. Whatever. So, what's the plan? Just to keep doing what I'm doing, you know. Eventually I want to build some cool structures. As you can see, I mean, my forays on the map are local people. I haven't really been anywhere, not even to the places I've already been up in some of these places. I could safely run around in most of these places too with no issues. With this new sword I've got, it's ridiculous. I don't know how long that's going to last, but... And the damage taken and given is just so ridiculous. I don't... Like I said, I'm not here to fight. I'm here to learn. I know that there's different animals in different areas. I managed to get some chitin and some ichor from the spiders. But I hear there's iguanas or something like that. Dragons, maybe. So in these jungles. Like I said, I'm going to need fur. I expect to find some furry things up in here. I'd like to get access to some sulfur. I believe there's sulfur here, maybe in this place. Anyway, but keep exploring, keep finding out. I mean, I'm trying. I've hit a few of these stones that talk to you. I found some pages and some notes. A couple of them allude that they, you know, if you put these pages together, maybe something's going to happen. I don't know. But let me tell you what. Look, and that's one altar. Remember, we got the altar of Yog that I should build. And then there's more deities that I'm curious about. I don't know how big these things get. There's another Wheel of Pain. I don't even know how many that one holds. I'm looking at, like, I think 25. I could be off by one in either direction. Crafting stations. And that's not all of them down. Some of them can be replaced, but that still means they're going to be in the base number, right? So I'm going to improve this station. It still counts as one in that. Even if I can get rid of the old one, right? Stuff seems to go up to like Grand Master on some of these. So you're not only going to be making these and using them as you go along. Like I said, some of them you could probably wait out on until you're closer to end game, or even if you want to spend your what do they call knowledge points on them. But and then all the materials it takes to make them, the place to put them down. I think what I read was in PvP and PvE, everything kind of has to be attached. If you can do that in that situation, so your stuff doesn't despawn and your whole base is just gone one day. But there's just so much to learn, and again, I don't even know, like, there's ingredients. You know, I happen to find some yellow flowers. We got some yellow lotus flowers, and they happen to be a potion you can make with yellow lotus flowers. I have some yellow lotus seeds. I have a planter now. Maybe I should grow some yellow lotus flowers. I also have a gray lotus and some gray lotus seeds. I don't know if I need gray lotuses. You would think maybe for dye? I don't know. I'm not 100% on that. But there's just so much to learn. So many crafting tables, like I said. So many different things I haven't even come across yet. Like I said, I'm not sure that it shows everything that I can use right now, you know. So I don't even know. There could be crafting benches that haven't even been opened up. It's insane. You know, look at this. Then you got to find people to work at them. I assume there's going to be times where I need maybe I need 3 of these. Can you put a thrall in here? I don't know. Yes. So maybe you need 3 of these with 3 thralls. I have no idea which ones are important like that. I'm probably not going to need like 5 dye stations, you know what I mean? So I know that now. In fact, I probably, like I said, I don't know. I would probably wait till end game to get a dyer's bench there. But I'm working on it. I'm figuring it out. I jumped in and did, you know, a base game playthrough, and you know what I did? I died a lot. I wasted a lot of materials. I built things that didn't make sense. Stuff I didn't need yet. You know, I felt like, man, I needed to take a little time with this one. There's just a lot to figure out. What do I need to farm? Where do I need to get it? Etc. So, like I said, I found some coal and some iron across from me now. I don't have to worry about trying to crawl up this river looking for all that and then crawl back with it over encumbered. I do know there are better places to be. Like I said, I built a base somewhere up around in here-ish that had a lot of materials. I liked where it was. I watched the video that said there's, you know, places out towards the jungle and up here in the north that are pretty decent too. Like I said, I think there's one over here too. That was a good spot. So I will keep working on that, learning the story as much as I can. I'm trying to get into it. And most importantly, I feel like I made a good, solid effort. I'm starting to figure out what I need to keep and what benches. That means I can get my storage straight, which is just a huge garbagey mess. I don't know if any of these notes are important. What the leather journal's for. But I do know that seeds make oil, and that's pretty damn impressive. And I do know that you need to crush things, just different things, and see what happens, and squeeze different things. Like I said, I put those heads in there, and I got some stuff. So put different things and squeeze them and grind them and pull them apart, see what you get. I love this game already. I'm not gonna lie, it's absolutely stunningly beautiful. Like I said, it's a laggy day for some reason. I'm thinking it's an internet issue, not really a game issue. Like I said, I've been playing with it, and let me tell you what, it doesn't, compared to art, dude, I don't know, maybe it's because I mean, there are kind of, you know, there's creatures and monsters all over the place. There's people and tribes. There's a lot of stuff in here. It's not the fact that there's just a ton of dinosaurs. Dinosaurs? No, other than this weird lagginess that hits every now and then. Generally what happens is I'm playing, and then all of a sudden it freezes for a minute like it's loading or something. And it just happens randomly But this is like the third time. And I could just log out and back in. It'll probably be alright. It's not even as bad as it was earlier. But it does occasionally get in this weird loop where it's just like, it's like I said, it's like when you first load into Minecraft and like, I look this way and I'll see stuff rendering in, and I'll look this way and then it just, everything gets a bit laggy. But it's rare and random. Not too big a deal. As far as art, where's the crashing? I'm sure there's toxic culture involved with the PvP in this gameplay, just like all games like that. But the PvE, from what I've seen, seems pretty nice. We'll see. We'll probably check it out at some point. But the single player is very friendly. Lots of sliders and whatnot to play with. You make it as hard. You can make it just the hellacious terribleness that you love. You can certainly do what I'm doing to make it really simple. And I would just kind of recommend it to any new player, to either an RPG, to any of these newer kind of, you know, MMO / RPG type deals, where there's a lot of systems you need to learn, a lot of customs you need to learn before you go out and start playing with other folks. And you know, you don't want to be that guy that always needs some wood or doesn't know how to make arrows. So keep that in mind. But I cannot wait to get the building. I'll probably look at a few DLC packs. Maybe I think there's one that looks like some Greek stuff. That looks really cool to me. And like I said, the Ducato stuff just has all this cool bar stuff. There's two I'm thinking about. But in the meantime, we're going to figure out how to thrall these guys up, where to find thralls. I hear there's a pirate ship that has a lot of good stuff in it. I want to find that, obviously. And then, yeah, get adventuring and get to a point where I feel confident enough to use all this stuff. And then we'll go back to a base game and see how we tear it up. Or maybe I'll play it a little bit like I did Ark, where it's a little bit of just a bit of a gathering increase. I don't really think, you know, I don't need like a, well, maybe a taming increase, I guess. Might be helpful in single player, huh? But I don't know if I'm really going to need that. We'll see about that kind of stuff. My humble abode, my first square box. I made the downstairs a little more interesting. I haven't really done, and I plan on doing something with this upstairs. It's not going to be just a big giant room. We'll get there. But here's my mess, y'all. Welcome to it. Eventually, when I start a series on this, we will hopefully have figured out how to place things, where to place things, what's important when, and who to get for what we need. But right now, I don't really even know how to make all those dyes. All the dyes in there I've found. I haven't made a single dye yet. I don't know. But yeah, maybe I have to catch it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you see this at a later date or time, I appreciate it. Other siege engines. Yeah, I don't even know how to do that stuff. Anyway, yeah, if you see this at a later date or time, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day, and y'all be good to each other.